super special edition.
I mean, I guess I'll sacrifice my black and white camera.
Starting with a bang.
Welcome to Babetalk.
Are we live?
We are live now. Yes, Eric, you had started us off with a bang.
Did I sneeze you guys into existence?
Yes, you teased us into existence. It's what's the movie? Oh, damn, I can't remember the movie with Mostaf.
Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide.
Thank you, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And then we wipe away our sins. Then we throw them away. At you. All right. So anyway, this is Babe Talk. Tonight we have a very special guest because she is knowledgeable in everything that is music, and you guys are going to want to talk to her later. We have Ashley Nicole of PropertyOfZack.
Hi.
Hello.
And now, just our normal people, we have Glenn.
What's up, guys?
And we have Eric.
Hey guys, I'm normal.
Well,
Well,
as normal as the rest of us.
yeah, it's still a little debatable.
Yeah, you got me.
So, I guess at the special edition, I'm going to be in color today. That's the thing. We start off every show by asking our panelists, what'd you do today? So we'll start off with Glenn.
My day was pretty simple. I mean, got up, started writing some music, and I don't know. Today I didn't have class, so it was kind of just a lazy day.
Well, I mean, you woke up, so that's a good thing. There are a lot of people around the world that have not woke up today.
Let's have a moment. Let's have an hour of silence for them.
An hour of silence for them, and then
Oh,
after we'll look at how your day was.
So what?
Then after the hour of silence, we're gonna go to how Ashley's day was.
Oh, okay, good.
After the hour. Okay, starting.
Okay, so we're gonna like speed up that hour. Like, there.
Wow. Right. Hey, there's a new host tonight, and her name is Ashley Nicole of PropertyOfZack. Hey.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. I
Very-
have had a long day actually. I had to like hand in this like really big assignment, so I was like up really late, like finishing that. I had a test today. I presented today for one of my classes, and like just so many things happened. But like I have 9:30 classes every day, and like I voluntarily enrolled in them, which people think I'm like crazy. No, if I don't. Here's the thing: if I don't have class till 2, I'm not getting up till 1:30.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm not a morning person, but I have too much shit to get done. I'm taking 19 credits. Like I'm on that shit. I'm getting on it.
Can I get the number one more time? How many credits are you taking this semester?
19.
Ooh, God bless you.
First time I've ever taken 19 credits, but I'm graduating early, so knock on wood, everything.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I took the 19-20 credit route every semester so I could get a semester early. It was fantastic. Just
Well, the
went-
thing is, like, I did a summer program where I got 8 credits. Like, right after I graduated high school, I came, like, right to Syracuse. Like, a week later, I was like, bye. And I came here and knocked out 8 credits living in the worst dorm with the whole football team. That was smelly. And knocked it all out, and then, like, was just, like, normal on track. And I'm registering for spring classes, like, last semester or, like, for fall. Or I was registering for classes at some point last semester, and my advisor is like, you know, I can graduate early, and I was like, what? That's great! Oh my God, it's so cold here. Like, I can leave.
Just
okay.
let's get the hell out of here. So, like, how did you get the dorm with the full football team? That's a question.
It was very strange, but it was funny. I mean, like, I ran into a few of them like the other day. I was just like, oh my God, we're seniors. Where did my life go? Well, I signed up to do Summer Start, which is like what the program's called, because like no place in town was going to hire me for 2 months, but like I didn't want to stay in my hometown because, like, you know, pop punk. And I lived in this dorm. I had like a random roommate, and but it was just like, I'm moving in on the first day, and it's like the top floor, and it's like hot. It's summer, and these dorms don't have AC because, like, why do you need AC in Syracuse? I'm gonna make a lot of Syracuse and cold references, just like to base it off. It's really cold here. Like, my snot has frozen. It's cold. You're so popular, Ollie.
That's the thing. I mean, it sounds pretty like comical, but I mean, hey.
No, it's cold. So we're moving in, and it's like all boys, but like I thought like, oh, like they're just like recruiting these like big strong guys to like help us move in, like you move in a freshman, but then like they didn't leave. So it was like 4 girls, and the whole like we're like, wow, like there's a lot of boys on this floor, like this is strange. And it's the whole football team because they have to go there to practice early and stuff, so they're down at the fields like most of the time. And like the best part was like because like the girls' bathroom was so clean because no one used it, so
That's beautiful.
it was fun.
That seems very, very coveted. So, we have a bunch of your stories to get into. Before we do that, I guess we can ask Eric how his day was, if Eric had a day. Eric, did you even have a day?
Yeah, I won the lottery, and so I don't need this shit anymore. So.
Oh well, Eric, it was
That's
nice.
why he sneezed and dollars came out.
Yeah, I'm doing all this for the money. Just so you guys know, it's you know. Yeah. No, just normal day. Went to work. Woke up to that I won my match in the Babe Heads fantasy football league. So I'm very happy.
We can't talk about that football league because it's gonna engulf all my time on this show, and I'm gonna end up
Then just came home, did my own podcast, and then cleaned a whole bunch of my house, and now I am here with you, lovely lady and gentlemen.
Ah, is that why you have the trash bag right next to you?
No. You can see that? Shit.
We can see everything.
You can see
Oh,
I go over the head, it's omnipotent.
Big Brother's
My magic cards?
What was your podcast about today, Eric?
I talked about here my
Dog! What kind of dog do you have?
She's a German Shepherd, but also looks like a deer.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can we see? Can we see a dog?
Allie, would you like to come here? Here you go. Come here. Hey, sweetie. No, nobody's in here. She's terrible.
Oh!
Oh, nope, she's gone.
I saw a pug puppy today, and I almost cried.
A pug puppy?
A little pug puppy. It was so little. I was like waiting. I got done. Took a test. So I took that test. It was like entrepreneurship, and like my brain felt like complete mush. And I was like, okay, like I did it. We're done. I did the thing, and I was like just sitting outside. It's absolutely gorgeous here today. Like rare, lovely day in Syracuse, and I'm just like sitting down.
There.
I
hear it's usually cold there.
You know, sometimes.
I don't know where we heard that from, but it's like it's around the snap.
Somebody told me that once. So, have you ever seen a baby pug? Like a real baby pug?
No, well, this one was like the smallest pug I've ever seen, but it was just like, she was like, this lady's just like, I didn't realize it at first. Like, it's just kind of peripheral vision. She's like holding, I thought she was holding like a bag or something, I don't know. And I look over and it's a little baby pug, and it was just so cute. I have 3 dogs at home, and I miss them like you don't even know. They're so cute. I have 3 English Springer Spaniels.
What are the names?
The old lady is Divvy, short for dividend, because she was like, there's supposed to be 5 puppies in her litter, but she was the 6th, so she's like the extra.
That's very cute.
It's so cute. Like, have you ever met a dog named Divvy either? Like, I think that's adorable. And then she's the old lady, and then we have 2 little puppies. They turned a year old in July. The girl is Luna, and the boy is Briscoe. And they're just, they're the light of my life. I love them. I love them so much, and I literally would pay somebody $20 to play with a dog for like an hour.
That's actually, I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
It's not a thing here yet.
I mean, maybe you could start that business up. I mean,
That's what my entrepreneurship thing should be. Like, it's a social entrepreneurship class, and I signed up to work with, it's like dogs to vets. So, like, veterans who have PTSD, they're united with, or they pair them with, like, a shelter dog, and it's, like, so cute. And I wrote down on the form we're requesting it, I'm like, dogs, stars, arrows, like, I want to work with the dogs.
Just all of them. Just like at the top of your resume, just be like, if you want to hire me, you must have a business with dogs.
I think I list that like on my I had like one of those like interest section on my resume before I like had to like I had stuff to put into it, and it definitely said dogs. I put like my 3 dogs.
Must work with dogs.
They're just so happy. Like whoever said like, wow, I really hate the company of this dog. Whoever said that.
I don't think
Can't
anyone
smell
ever
bite.
has, unless they like bit them. If they had bit them,
Unless
that
it's
might.
like a vicious dog, or it's like a rat dog. Those things kind of creep me out. Like small little chihuahuas and like the tiny little like I don't know. But either way, it's a dog. I'd love it.
Either way, it's a dog. We love it. That's the final point. So Eric, to go back to you.
I abandoned it. I was fine.
Well, no, I'm still curious. I'm curious. Don't tell me.
You know the band A Place in Time, right?
I think it's with Joel,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
A Place in Time, yeah.
Yeah. So me and their drummer Nelson are really good friends. And we hang out a lot. And their singer Joel just filled in for my band on bass last week. And so we had this whole conversation on the way to the show about all sorts of just I guess it was kind of like band code and what you can and can't talk about to other bands versus on social media. And we had this whole big like debate and just overall discussion of it. And I kind of, in my podcast today, I guess summarized all of that and kind of talked it through. And then I told everyone, I guess I can tell you guys now, some of you guys know I'm having a baby. Not me.
Yes, Papa Navarro!
Congratulations.
Someone else is going to physically do all that. But I did my part already.
Up there, man. Up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got high five the camera.
Yeah, I'm like, don't leave me hanging.
I was touching the screen because I forgot how things work. My bad. But yeah, no, and then I just talked about that kind of stuff. Oh, and you know what I talked to? Beta alphas. I think it's a term I made up. Unless you guys have heard it before. Huh?
I have not heard of beta alphas. I heard that correctly, right?
Yeah. So my theory on that is that it's a group of guys that they kind of grew up. They weren't popular. They were actually usually like picked on. But instead of taking the route of like a lot of people like me who got picked on, took the route of like art or however, there's lots of different ways you can come out of that situation when you're not part of the group. But kind of like they kind of try to be the alphas when they're adults. Like maybe they get a good job, or they figure out how to like talk to people of the sex that they're attracted to, and then they start kind of acting like alpha male stereotype douchebags because they're under the impression that the classic girls like guys who are assholes. I don't think that's the truth. I think the truth is people who are in power positions, whether they're good looking, they have money, or even if they're maybe a good musician, whatever it is, if they're in a position where people flock to them just from them being themselves, then they kind of get to they realize sometimes they can be assholes and still get away with it because they have these other qualities people are attracted to. And I think those beta alphas are guys who misinterpret that and think if I treat everyone like shit, they're gonna like me more because I'm gonna be like all these, stereotypical asshole jock whatever guys who get girls or get this and that. And that frustrates me when dudes talk like they're all like football stars, but they're really just guys who are trying to imitate something and make it a little shittier place.
Well, that's pretty much when you have any kind of like class in society. You have the individual that wants to, you have a small group of people and they're the leader of that one group, and then that leader of that one group will go and talk to like a mass of people as if they're like a Bible source of, power. Be like, it's gonna happen like this, and like everyone turns around just like, I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? And it's for them. But I mean, like I'm pretty sure that's what like any class of like I said, like the jocks, the I know.
By the way, I shouldn't use jock. I guess I should just say meathead, because jocks, like people who play sports, aren't all assholes. It's just that's what I grew up. That was the phrase. Huh?
But you still do have those individuals that are in a sense of power. Like you have the captains of the teams. You have individuals that are in charge of their, let's just say, in charge of their clubs, and like the power will end up going to their head, and then like, whoop. Now I'm in charge, and go and talk to another person, and just like, you're not in charge. Like, Glenn, have you ever seen like anything like that?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I was a marching band kid, and there's some power go to their head, like if there's some sort, and they would just like, I don't know, like beat dicks. It's weird. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, especially like, and that kind of goes back to like the elitism that me and Ashley were talking about earlier. When you see individuals and they're like they're at the top of their ranks and they feel as if they're on top of the world, and then you go in and have a conversation with them and they're just like, oh, they're just normal people, and they're looking down on other individuals like they're somewhat below them. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never understand that within a scene. I mean, like, I know
I
Ashley.
think the best thing I've seen in regards to like, I mean, I don't think this is like music related, but it's still applicable to this. I wish I like had a link to this picture because now I have to describe it and it's gonna be a lot of words. But it's like a picture and it's describing a boss versus a leader, and the boss is like, it's like a bunch of people, like they have ropes tied to this giant slab of marble and they're all trying to pull it like up a hill, and the boss is sitting on the marble and like whipping these people. He's like, you go that way, and the leader is like taking one of the ropes and he's like, guys, we're going this way, like you can do it, like we're all gonna do this. So it's like that balance of power versus like I can't think of a word.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen that too. That's a very good example of that. Like, and I was gonna say, when you finally meet a leader, it's amazing, regardless of what walk of life they're from or what relationship you have with them. When you finally meet someone like that, you're like, wow, great people who are in power exist. This is wonderful. It's like when you get a good boss or teacher.
Because you can see that they're doing the same struggle too. Like, you can't, like, with the marble, the boss will definitely say, hey guys, I'm in this with you too. And you're like, you're sitting on a marble, you can't really help all that much. But with the other person that's actually helping, it's just like, oh, he's guiding us and he's doing some of the brute work too.
They have a deeper understanding of it, so therefore they're even better to help you.
Exactly.
You know, it's like,
So, yeah, I like that analogy a lot. Where did you eventually, like, see that?
I don't know. Like, now I'm really, like, trying to remember it. Of course, after this, I'm going to go Google, like, leader, like, boss, picture, cartoon thing. And
It's on Reddit, just flipping through one day, a couple days ago, I think. So I don't know where it originally came from, but it was definitely on Reddit.
I mean, like, it's just like a picture on the internet. It's probably everywhere all the time.
I'm pretty sure that's with everything on the internet. It's just everywhere. It's like ominous. It's just like, oh, I want this. Well, I do just like ask Siri nowadays. Like, Siri, I want one thing, and Siri's just like, here it is. But so I was thinking about bands that we have loved, and I wanted to kind of incorporate this into the next subject. Say anything's going on their 10-year tour. And
Ticket went on sale.
Wait, did they go on sale or did they not go on sale?
For my show, they did. I bought that the second I got a chance to.
There was like a bunch of pre-sales and stuff. Like, it was, all I remember is like the whole universe, like every news feed I had was like, oh my god, say anything, tickets, holy shit, I need the password right now for the pre-sale, holy fuck! And I'm just like, cool guys, like, so jealous.
You're not excited for said tour?
No, that is not the case. I'm just sad because I can't go because I'm here.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like.
Oh, wait a minute. It should be during Thanksgiving break.
It might, like, I'm not sure I can go. Like, I don't know what my timing is. Like, I don't know, like, when I'm coming home. Like, it's just like, it's really stressful. But like, I remember seeing the dates and I was like, I don't think I'll be home by then. But, like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I didn't get tickets because I was, like, that sure, like, I was going to go. But, like, I'm missing so many shows, but that's just, like, a part of being in Syracuse. Like, it's worth it, I guess, because, like, college.
That's upstate, right? That's upstate New York, right?
Yeah, it's, like, we're, like, close. Let me put it this way. I've met kids at shows, like, at our local venue that have come from Canada because the tour doesn't come to them, so they came to Syracuse.
Now, see, that's absolutely depressing. Luckily, in Jersey, I have Philly, New York, and Jersey. I mean, Jersey doesn't get all that many shows, but Philly, you'll most definitely get a stop date, and in New York, you'll most definitely get a stop date. So I'm blessed.
You know, so I get Baltimore and D.C. There are so many tours I can just see twice, which is unreal. It's one of the reasons I would, like, never move.
When I'm home, I'm, like, an hour from New York City. Like, it's really easy to, like, take Metro North, take the train, and, like, I interned in the city, like, commuting. Like, my dad commutes to work. Like, it's not difficult at all. I remember, like, actually, the night I got into Syracuse, I was at a show in the city, and, like, my friends and I had made, like, a day trip of it. So it's, like, fun. You go and, like, go to St. Mark's Place, and you eat falafel, and you're like, I'm going to get a tattoo, except you don't because you're 16 and you can't do that yet. That's what we all wanted to do. I, like, didn't even get my ears pierced until, like, 2 years ago, and that was, like, a big deal. But
like a college initiation thing? Like it's like, oh, I'm in college, I gotta get a.
Well, the thing is, I told myself I was gonna like get my ears pierced. Well, of course, like freshman, sophomore year of high school, I was like, oh my god, I want stretched lobes like all the kids I see on Tumblr. And I told my mom that, and she's like, no, fuck no, like no, like you can get your ears pierced, but like you wait till you're fucking 25 or some shit. I'm not dealing with that. And I'm like, all right, well, that was the whole reason I was gonna get my ears pierced. And I was like, I don't know, my hair's like always over my ears anyway, so it's like, what's the point?
Exactly.
But I remember like I was in my house 2 years ago, and I was with one of my friends, and we were just like talking about piercings because she has like a bunch all over her ears. And I was like, oh, I've never got my ears pierced. Like, I don't know. And it's like a Sunday. And she's like, do you want to get them pierced now? And I was like, okay. So we just like went to the mall. I got them pierced at Claire's. And I was like, all right. I was like,
YOLO Sunday. I kind of started laughing. It's like,
One Sunday.
Gave me for that.
It was like, I remember like I posted about it on Instagram because like, what else would I do about my life up here?
Now,
And
did you hashtag it with YOLO Sunday?
I think I said like, your Sunday YOLO of the day brought to you by Claire's, and like posted my earring. And like 3 different people who like I don't know, like people who are like people I've met at shows or like very like distant acquaintances, I guess, like enough that like I'll follow them on Instagram, but like I don't know them, like I've met them once, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They like commented, they're like, oh my god, you went to Claire's, like support local body mod shops, and I'm like, whoa, it's freaking Claire's, like I held a teddy bear while I got my ears pierced.
That is fantastic. And again, that comes down to like the elitism, just like, oh, you gotta go to here because if you go to Claire's, it's like nothing, and you're not even supporting your scene, and then all of a sudden you're just like the world's shittiest person, and you're not involved in your scene at all.
Dude, you're not DIY unless you're Amish.
You're not DIY.
Honestly.
Call me when you churn your own butter, hipster.
I'm lactose intolerant, so
There
I'm
is no bottom line. Nothing is DIY.
And I think that's like the funniest thing with like stuff. It's like if you're not literally like every aspect of it, you're the shittiest person. Like I'm like, oh, I bought this shirt off of like, you know, Hot Topic. It's like, why didn't you just go to the band's website? It's like, whoa.
People get so mad about like buying vinyl from Hot Topic because like Hot Topic's starting to like get a really good it's seriously a good selection of vinyl. Like I was just there like right before I left for school, so sometime in August, and my best friend who's like, she's so far removed from like music, which is like I love her. She's best friend, 10 years, like my ride or die. And I'm like, I took her. Whoa! Don't laugh
awesome.
at that. My homegirl.
I know my ride or die. That was nice.
We'll call. Get Ashley.
You're just like, oh my god, you're like Jada Kiss and just ride or die.
Ride or die.
Anyway, moving along. Like I took her to see last year. I took her to see Fall Out Boy when they came through. Like we got tickets so last minute. Like bought them off somebody like who like couldn't go. We're like I met her outside the Tumblr office. I was like, we're going to this. So like wear sneakers, prepare to sweat, and like just brace yourself. So I was at Hot Topic with her because every time I go to mall, like I have to go to Hot Topic. It's a scene kid problem. And I saw they had the Infinity on High vinyl, and I'm like, I need this! I need it now! And I combed through like every record. I was like, is this the best record I could possibly buy today? I only want to buy one. Like I don't have enough money. And I just like, I was so excited. But people get so pissy. They're like, why are you buying from Hot Topic? Like, go support your local record store. Go buy from the band. It's like, or I just don't buy it at all. So, like,
And it doesn't make sense because I don't think people realize that like if they're selling it in a store, they did pay for it. It's really not as if Hot Topic just said, "Oh, you're successful. Let me just remove it from your inventory, and then we're just gonna sell it, and we're not gonna give you any cut of it." Why in the world we get
exactly?
Like I think there's also a stigma with like going to, especially when you were talking about vinyls. I was walking into
vinyl. The plural of vinyl is vinyl.
Excuse me, I don't have.
It's a grammar thing. It's a grammar thing. It's not an elitism thing. It's a grammar thing. I've been chewed out for it, so I have like a reflex for it.
Vinyl.
Sorry,
I saw
someone's gonna watch this and be like, "This bitch."
Seriously, I'm not gonna do this.
It's us later. No, I'm just kidding.
Glenn, you okay?
Sorry.
No, it's alright. It's alright. I mean, like, well,
what's the past tense of vinyl?
By
It's
now.
not a verb, idiot.
I love the direction this is turned. This is perfect. We could
We're not turning this into a grammar lesson. Everyone shut the fuck up. Ollie was going to make a point. Ollie is indisposed at the moment.
The point is, it's not a verb. Vinyl is not a verb, you idiot.
Listen.
Eric, you life fuck up.
Listen. I'm not an idiot. I'm just original. I'm just original and just really special.
England.
Oh, dear. Oh, man, I'm done. All right. I was just gonna,
Wow, that felt good.
do you feel better about
Wow.
much stuff, Eric? You feel
I
good?
do. I dish it out a lot. Nobody fires back. I like this girl.
There you go.
Sassy, Sass Queen.
Because
Sorry.
Caitlin's a kick around this week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess I'm like, like that Family Guy episode where, like, Meg discovered she's the whipping post and they have to make fun of her, otherwise the whole family falls apart. I'm like a hardcore Family Guy fan.
Dude, that's me in my band. Like, if I'm not the one everyone's ripping on, they would tear each other to pieces.
So that's why
They would
you
be-
tear apart Caitlyn, because you got to do it to somebody else.
And speaking of Family Guy, it's like when they found out the levels, it's like I think Brian yelled at I think like
the chain of
yelled
scream.
at Lois, and then Lois yelled at Meg, and then Meg yelled at Brian, and then Stewie's like, I'm mad at you, and started kicking him.
I do remember that.
And I wish Caitlin was on to talk about this, but Caitlin and I, we know each other in real life, and so we have this.
Brother.
Huh?
Whoa.
There are a bunch of air quotes there.
Wait, what? What air quotes?
That you knowing each other. She told me she actually doesn't actually like her. She said that you try to hang out, you try to invite her to coffee, and she constantly shoots you down.
all that free time I have for coffee dates, what with my wife and child on the way. we rip on each other. She's just gotta get quicker with the internet ripping.
Exactly. So the next point that I'm going to bring up, Ashley was telling me earlier that she has an undying love of My Chemical Romance, and that her father had took her to see a marching band.
No, the Black Parade, the MCR album. Oh my God, Ollie, ouch, bro. That's not even like an MCR fan thing. That's just really funny.
Wait, Ollie, did that really just happen?
Huh?
It's like that interview that just happened, or not that just happened, but I saw a GIF of it on Tumblr, and it's someone's interviewing Blink-182, and they're saying oh well, he's 23, whatever, and Mark goes, well, nobody likes you when you're 23, and the interviewer goes, oh, why's that? And it's so that's what just happened, because that was really cute, Ollie. That was just precious. That warmed my heart.
Well, thank you. I remember I went to a Weezer concert, and some kid was talking about his girlfriend, and said, oh, she never heard. Oh, Mac, what's the one line? Green Day, from I asked you to go to a Green Day concert.
Oh yeah.
Heard of that, and I'm like, who hasn't heard of Green Day? And all the kids just turned right back around and stopped talking to me.
Oh man.
I was like, oh. But
So anyway,
yeah.
my dad did take me. Okay, so this was 8th grade, so 2006.
Which
Math.
Because that's the time they released the album.
Yeah, this was okay. So Black Parade came out when I was in 8th grade. Very big moment. It's either 8th grade or freshman year, but either way, big moment of my life. I remember I went to Hot Topic. I bought the very last Black Parade logo T-shirt they had, and I was so excited. I wore it on release day. I ordered the special deluxe edition. It came in a big velvet covered. And I've never really been to a concert. My dad used to work. He works in New York City, and he used to work looking over Rockefeller Center, and that's where they filmed the Today Show, I think. And so when they have performers, that's where they perform. So we go to his office and go to a lower floor, look out the window, and be able to watch. So I saw NSYNC perform, which was a big deal to a 3rd grade girl. Really huge. Joey Fatone waved at me. Oh, big moment.
That's for people who love boy band. That's the hit before he went solo. So you guys can just back off.
It's a big deal. But I've never really been to a real concert. So my dad got us tickets, and my dad's a dad. You know, he wears the ESPN fleece and like the old like dad looking sneakers and like which is like fine because it's validated. But I was like, Dad, you can't wear that. This is like MySpace era. So I was like, Dad, you can't wear that. So I bought him checkered Vans and a hoodie. I mean, like, he had a hoodie, but I was like, you can't wear an ESPN fleece. Like, I'm not letting you do that. So he took me. It was really sweet. He wore, like, earplugs and, like, sat down, but I was, like, up and screaming, and, like, they played It's Not a Fashion Statement, It's a Death Wish, which is, like, one of my favorite songs.
Really?
What? It's a good song. It was
I know. No, I'm surprised, because, like, I totally forgot that, because I didn't know if they recognized that album or not.
They did on that tour, I guess. Like, the whole thing is, like, they played, they might have played it in its entire. No, they played it in its entirety at Bamboozle that year. But they played Black Parade songs. They had like all the theatrics and all that comes out in the hospital bed. But they stop and they play revenge songs, and it was like changed my life. Like I cried. It was so much fun, and like someone thought my dad was a security guard because like my dad's like 6'2". He's like tall. He's not like intimidating. He's like, well, I mean, he's my dad. Like I don't think that. But someone thought I was a security guard, and like I bought like the Black Parade hoodie. I wore that thing, no pun intended. I wore that thing to death. I don't know what happened to it, but I wore it. It was like a security blanket to me. But yeah, I made him wear those checkered Vans. I think that's like the funniest thing of my life. I was like, Dad, you can't wear that. You're not seen. You're not hip.
You're not hip if you're not wearing Vans. I was always a Converse kid. I never understood the hype of Vans.
Oh, I skated, so Converse didn't exactly work very well to grip tape, so it had to be Vans.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wore both.
All preference.
Glenn, how could you wear both, Glenn? You gotta pick a side, man.
I have both. I have both sitting on my floor right now.
I don't know. I had Converse first, but Vans, I don't know. I feel like Vans were a little better. Just a little.
Wow. I just never owned a pair of Vans, so I guess I'm missing out on some shit.
You are. They're really comfortable. Not saying that Converse are uncomfortable, but like.
Shoes.
Well, I mean, shit, God. I mean, like, so Eric, was there like a show that your parents ever take you to, or one of your first shows?
My dad's a professional guitarist, and so I saw so many smooth jazz concerts in the 90s.
That's kick-ass.
Just, get my groove on. He wore his dad clothes on stage, practically skin tight, like Levi's, dungarees. Bright white Reeboks, bright white. And since this was the mid 90s, he was rocking an accidental mullet, I think.
Nice.
Accidental mullet.
Because it was like in between long hair and regular hair, but it wasn't like, business in the front, party in the back, like a traditional mullet. It was just kind of like you let it grow. So like, his fan base were all like people in their 40s. And so they wanted to feel rebellious, but whoa, hold up. You still got to go to work in the morning. And so I went to a lot of those.
Happy medium.
Yeah. My first. Oh, sorry. What?
What color was his Kangoo?
Was what?
Well, his Kangoo hat.
Oh no, that's a little. Come on. That's late '80s, early '90s. Let's. It was brown.
He went there, so he had to pick up one.
Yeah. I did see a lot of local shows when I was young, but the first like big concert I went to was also 8th grade, and it was Papa Roach. And it was it was a month after they released Infest.
Ooh.
So put that timeline in your brain.
That's dangerous.
Oh yeah, they played it start to back. Let's say that. Front to back.
Start to back. Glenn, what about you? What was one of your first shows?
My first show was actually like this really big Spanish concert when I was like 7. Yeah.
Well,
like my mom loved the singer and like took the whole family, and I was just like, this is cool. I mean, I didn't know anything about like live music, and I was just like, this is cool.
If it was Ricky Martin, that doesn't count. Just so you know.
No, it wasn't Ricky Martin.
But I mean, like, what's cool with Spanish music is that generally it's really big and like really strong. So like, it was all like live instruments, right? I'm assuming, right?
Was it what?
Like it was all live, like straight live instruments, all the
Yeah.
percussion. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome show. It's like it's right in your face.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's just straight cool. My first concert, I remember, I won tickets off of Radio Disney to go see the Baja.
Yo.
Oh my god, that's like the most Radio Disney thing you could possibly ever have done with your life ever.
That's a bold statement.
Thing ever. And I was so excited. And what depresses me is that I honestly don't remember anything from that show. Like, I don't even remember who let the dogs out, but I remember that for whatever reason, I honestly forget why. I'm going to have to ask my mom, but we left early. And while we were leaving, I saw this mentally challenged kid, and he was drooling. And I'm like, oh, I hope the drool doesn't get on me. And that was it. I don't remember any show.
Elevator
I don't
doors
remember
open, kid drooling, they close.
Says I didn't want the drool to get too close. But like one of the first shows that like I actually saw was with my brother. It was Weezer when they went on tour for their Make Believe album or Red album.
Oh, nice. 2005?
Red album or Make Believe?
Make Believe was 2005.
Red.
Okay.
Wait, what? Eric, what?
I said Red album or Make Believe was 2005. In
Yes.
case it helps you. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then my first show that I went by myself, like my mom didn't go. I saw the Used way back when. And now they're going on a 10-year tour, and I am losing my shit, and I am so happy. We're in love and death.
That's gonna be a very like emo. I feel like I need to swoop my hair out like this and wear like a short sleeve shirt over a long sleeve shirt, and then like the palm warmers. You
gotta
know.
cut the holes
Oh my
in
God,
the-
yes.
I had those. I had like 2 pairs of those, and I remember like one time I wore them to school. I went to private school for 2 years, so I was wearing like an MCR shirt, and I had like the palm warmers. It was like black, and they had like stars on them. Is he gonna go get his palm warmers? I really hope he is. I hope he comes back with like a skinny white belt.
Sideways skinny white belt.
The sideways belt and like the hat. I remember like as soon as like we started transitioning into like the scene core, like out of emo into like metalcore-ish type stuff. It was all about the swooped hair and the hat being like up like here and like to the side.
That was
Oh my god! I fell.
Oh, nice.
My Chemical Romance fingerless gloves
Got
that came
the
in my
fuck up.
ear.
I almost like kind of want those.
I honestly don't know where you can even find these. I've kept these in a drawer, and I think these are still the most beautiful things.
I am applauding you. I'm so proud of you. Yeah,
Thank you.
yes. Just like all the points to you right now.
I'm not gonna take. I was about to take them off. I'm not gonna take them off for a minute. So all right, we're coming to the halfway point of the show.
The sneeze marks the start and the halfway point.
We are at the start. We're at the start of the halfway point and towards the end of the halfway point. We got questions for Ashley Nicole, so we're gonna start
Really?
asking.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. We'll go in order. We'll go. Eric, you can go first. Glenn, you can go afterwards, and I'll ask my questions after that. And then after we go through our brigade of questions, we'll go and pull questions from our Q&A.
So this is going to be super generic question, but just to kind of give any of the viewers like just an idea of like some perspective on what you do. You've been working with Property of Zack. Can you tell a little bit about just what you do in general there, and also maybe like some unique experience you've had there that might be worth sharing?
Okay. Well, I first got brought on. Well, like I'll start off like how I kind of fell into this, because I almost quite literally just like stumbled upon this beautiful like opportunity, which was awesome. So last October, it was actually through a Property of Zack post. They have a guest blogger who comes on every once in a while. His name's Jesse Cannon, and he used to manage Transit and Man Overboard, and he's just like, he's an amazing producer, but also like the chillest guy. Like he's not like super knowledgeable about everything, but like super chill. And he wrote a post about this is fresh off. This is like October 2013. So this is fresh off the desk that happened at Electric Zoo, and he wrote a really insightful piece about it. And of course, EDM is like a big deal because I'm in a college campus. And I reblogged the post, and I was like, wow, like this is great. Like I really want Jesse Cannon to come speak at my school because we have like guest lectures like every week. And he messaged me on Tumblr, and he's like, yeah, like I want to do this. And I was like, this is so cool. So he came to speak and like met my professors, like super, super chill. And then he left, and he like tweeted like was at Syracuse band year or whatever, like thanks for a great time. And somebody tweeted back at him, and it was like, oh, like I didn't know you were here, like I wish I'd known. And it was like, oh, that name looks so familiar. And it turns out it was Eric Van Reenen, who's the editor-in-chief of PropertyOfZack, went to Syracuse. Like he graduated last May. He was a senior, but like he was an SU student. And I'm like, literally the music industry gods have just smiled upon me in the form of Eric Van Reenen, like a lot. So he helped me get on board because I met up with him, and I was like, I really want to be involved. Like I just came from Tumblr. Like I really want to help. And he's like, all right, well, like I'll talk to Zach, and I'm sure he'll need help with like social media stuff, so we'll let you know. And that was like October-ish, and then in like December, their showcase director stepped down. And what Showcase is, it's a feature that showcases up-and-coming bands. So bands that are unsigned or on very, very, very small indie labels like 6131 or American Scream, like really small labels. And they're just like looking for some exposure, like, of course. So they contact me, and like the bands that like fit the site, we put on there, and they get a blurb and all their social links, and everyone gets the same interview questions, but it's still like a feature, like you're on PropertyOfZack in like big letters, like showcase, like your band here. So it started out with that, and then this summer I started doing playlist features, bands on bands features, and just like other like more back-end stuff like research and whatever. So it's been a lot of promotion, a lot of press releases, and like PR people start contacting me, and I'm like, oh, I'm for it. This is cool. And we like streamlined the showcase process. So basically like revamping the site and streamlining stuff and helping Zach. I got to remind Zach to do his homework this summer.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Jesse and Zach's podcast is unreal. Like,
right? I'm like obsessed with it. Like I like make a point. Like I'll come home. Like my roommate, she works on Wednesdays, like 7:45 to 1 a.m. as like an RSA or like someone who like checks people into dorm rooms, and like she'll be gone, and I'm like, time to listen off the record really, really loud and like make dinner and like not care about all the homework I have to do right now. So
that's awesome. I only have tangential experience with Jesse. He mastered my record, and but just going back and forth with emails, he just cracking jokes, like total chill guy. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's so sweet. I mean, I met him obviously when he came to speak. You were asking about like a unique experience, so like definitely South by Southwest. My program helps you like subsidize costs for conference badges. So things like CMJ, Billboard Touring, Billboard Film, and South by Southwest are like the big ones. So I like you have to like plan that shit out, and like now, like it's what, September? Like basically like 3 weeks ago, you should have contacted my advisor, being like, I want to go to South by. So I had no plans to go. I was like, oh, whatever. Like I'll just like be home for break. It doesn't matter. And then like the Sunday before South by Southwest started, because like coming home from like the previous South by, I'd gotten super royally screwed by United Airlines, so I had like a really hefty size. Oh, cat.
Sorry. I just have to.
I got a really hefty travel voucher, so I was like, I guess I'm going to this because all the POZ staff was gonna be there. So I like, there's a girl who's like, she is on UT campus, UT Austin, and like let me stay at her apartment, like the sweetest girl, and like I just like got me into like so many showcases, and like all the people who like had emailed me being like, hey, my band's gonna be playing at South by, like come check it out, you'll be on the press list, and like because everything in Austin is bars, and like that's a problem for me. So I got smuggled in quite a few bars, and that was fun because I was like, I'm special again, and like just hanging out with them. I got to meet a bunch of them for the first time, and like kind of like seeing everyone in like their natural habitat of like being in a festival was like really cool, really really good place to meet them, and it was cool. It was like a very different experience than going with, because I didn't get a badge because I like didn't register for one early enough. So it was very cool like going with them and seeing all their insight and just kind of like meeting them, and it was cool. It was very cool.
All right, Glenn.
All right. What's your favorite band that you've worked with, like, because of Property of
Such a
Zack?
hard question because there's so many that I really, really love. Like that's the problem is like I'm not gonna put someone on a showcase that like I think is like really terrible. Like I mean like it's like a valid thing. I'm not trying to like sound offensive, whatever. But like if you're a high school band who's got like 3 shitty demos and like you list your main influence and only influence is Blink-182, then like I'm not putting you on showcase. Like sorry. Man. Okay. I guess that one of the first bands I worked with was Paris, like PVRIS Paris. Like I didn't technically pick them. It was like they were doing all the Ernie Ball Battle of the Bands artists like in December when I joined. So that was like next step in the queue, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, like I'm not a music journalist, like I don't play an instrument, I can't write about this. But like I wrote so easily about Paris because I loved the music and it was so unique, and like I'm obsessed with them. Like I love them. So Paris, I'm just gonna name drop a couple others because like I can. Paris, Corporate Hearts from Philly, Thieves, pop punk from Texas, McAllister, pop punk from New Jersey. Like seriously, go check out McAllister. Like I want them to do like badass things. Ginbor, who you've had on here before, Choir Vandals, Broadside. Oh, I keep forgetting to name places. I don't know, but like just go through all of them and go love them because every showcase band is like my baby, and I just like I try to see as many of them as I can. So like I'm getting there, making a very small dent in it whenever they come up around me. But like when I'm home, like I got to see Broadside, and it was like the drummer's birthday, so like I like tweeted at him, I was like, what are your favorite cupcake flavors? So like I brought like red velvet cupcakes to Heirloom Arts in Danbury, just like holding a pan of cupcakes. I was like, here you go, happy birthday, yay, poor mom. But
That's a perfect way to get into bands. Like I know about like 4 of the bands. I mean, I'm friends that have made pastries for their bands, and they're like, "Oh, please eat them," and they're like, "Oh, hey, we love you." And it's like,
well, like I remember, I don't remember where I heard this or like where I read this, but someone was talking about a local artist who, like, she's like, okay, well, if you're coming to a show and it's like within a week or so of your birthday, like, tell me and I'll give you a special birthday shout out. So people would tell her, and then she'd bake a cake, and like, you know, you can cut a cake into like, you know, however many pieces, and she's like, every person who got a piece of cake, like that was a new, like, not just a fan, but like someone I actually had a connection with, because like we shared together, we had our little sugar high together because it was someone's birthday, which I think is smart.
that's absolutely beautiful. So my question is, what had made you get into the music journalism scene? Like, was it what spark kicked you in behind and said, I want to start writing?
Well, it wasn't even like I want to start writing. I'm still like this. I start like in high school. I like went to my first show like just after 8th grade ended, and like started going to shows like freshman, sophomore year of high school, and I don't play an instrument. I still don't. I still can't read music. Sorry, not sorry. And like I'm not like a artistically creative person, but like I love the music scene. I love being around all those people. Like every weekend, it was like the best. And I was like, this is what I want to do. All of this like atmosphere, like I want to create it. So I've just been kind of like going around that. Like I booked shows like for like a teen center in like, you know, suburban Connecticut. So it was like an after school type program, but that was a good stepping stone. I worked at a venue and did a little bit of like promotion and like venue management with them. And I didn't like, I had no intentions of doing writing. I mean, like, I'd done well in all my English and, like, LA classes, I guess, in high school and college, but I don't know. And then, because I remember I told Eric when I met with him after Jesse came, I was like, I'm not a writer, like, I'm not a journalist, but, like, I love Property of Zack. I literally, like, I follow this blog religiously. Oh, there go my headphones. And I just, like, I want to be involved, but I'm not a writer, so, like, I don't know what to do, which is, like, not something you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to say, well, I'm not good at this, but you should, like, totally hire me anyway. Like, that's not the approach, but I did it, and it sort of worked. So Showcase doesn't really have a lot of writing. Like, it's just, like, that one little blurb you put on top of the piece, but it's been really helpful, and the best way for me to learn something is to, like, just dive in and just go for it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. It's, like, my life, basically.
The passion is more important than having the skills already. You can teach a lot of skills in most jobs, but you can't teach people skills and you can't teach passion. So it sounds like it was a good fit.
It was. It was like I said, like, I just stumbled right into it, like, no intention of doing writing, but it's really helpful. And especially because, like, I get to write positive things about everyone. I'm not reviewing music, which, like, I would be so bad about. I would just be the worst. Because I'd be like, it's still really good, guys. Just give it a chance. Like, I'd be that person. But, like, I get to write positively, which I guess is, like, kind of like a play on marketing, I guess. I'm like, because you have to, like, market this band, like, this is awesome, and you need to listen to them. And, like, of course, after reading, like, thousands and thousands of, like, press releases or general, like, hey, like, I want to be on Showcase type emails, like, you kind of pick up, like, what's copy and paste and what's, like, actually unique and, like, a good writing technique that you should pick up. So
that's so funny. I just got an email sent to both my band email and my band Facebook page from the same person who said it was like, here's why you should have us do PR for you. And one of the things they say is clearly copy pasted. Like, it could not have been more generic. And one of the things they boasted about was, we send unique handcrafted emails to each individual person.
That. It's just, like, you can tell. Like, I know, like, in the college process, like, doing, like, admissions emails and essays and whatever, like, that was something, like, very instilled upon me. Like, you have to be specific. And we just had Rob Light, who's the head of Creative Artist Agency, come and speak for our lecture series, and he's like, whenever you go up to a band after their set, like, don't you know, like, the typical thing is, like, oh, man, like, you killed it, like, which is, like, like a very cookie-cutter phrase, like, okay, like, cool, like, you killed it.
Not every band killed it every time forever.
Well, it's not even that. It's, like, it's one thing to say, oh, like, great set, which is, like, generic, like, cool, you were there, and you, like, sort of liked it, cool, that's great. But go up and say something, like, very specific, like, oh, like that guitar solo was ridiculous, or, like, I can't wrap my head around how, like, great your harmonies are, or something, like, very specific to say, like, I was paying attention, and, like, I actually give two shits about your band. So, like, just be specific, and, like, even sending out, like, it wasn't an internship, it was just, like, helping a friend, like, boost, like, an online workshop. I had to, like, reach out to all these websites for, like, potential sponsorship, because it was, like, a music workshop, and it's like, oh, we're using, like, these kinds of instruments and, like, these kinds of things, so go reach out to all these, like, home studio, like, forums and magazines and stuff, and, like, get them on board. And it's like as someone who has no knowledge about that, it's really hard to be like, I think the DIY ethic of your readers would, like, be very receptive to this, because, like, instruments and stuff.
Nailed
Thanks.
Thumbs up.
It's just, like, such an art of bullshit, and, like, I felt bad sending those, because I know the person reading that is just like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, why should I care? So, yeah, that's my rant about that.
But the end game of all that, though, it turns out it can be very successful. Like, it might be all bullshit, but then once, like, you get past that bullshit, be like, all right, now what can you do? Be like, now listen, I can see what's going on here. I can implement this. I can promote this, and, like, I can see your readers are going to this, and then they'll see, like, boom, boom, boom. They're like, oh shit, it might be kind of copy and paste, but this girl knows what she's talking about.
It's, like, basically, like, okay, like I remember last year for one of my classes, like it was a social music and social or music social media classes. I forget what the title was called, but that's what it was about. And it was like, okay, do a social media analysis for an artist. It was like, okay, you're going in for a job interview at Sony. It was like a real job listing that my professor pulled from the website, and it's about like new social media content, and like we need someone who's like really hip with all this stuff and can create like unique stuff, which is like literally the lifeblood of social media is unique content. So analyze one of our artists and then talk about what you would do. And of course, I chose Beyonce because Beyonce. Queen
Bey.
And she like is not active on Twitter. Like 0%, like has a Twitter account and like has used it in the past, but like currently like nothing. And I was like, all right, well, this is some bullshit because she's Beyonce and she could literally like tweet out random names from the phone book and we would all like freak out about it. Like that's like it's such a waste of like an online platform. And I'm like, because she's very visual intensive. Like her Tumblr is all pictures. Her Facebook, every Facebook post she does, like every status has a picture attached to it. If she's saying happy birthday, like it's like happy birthday like Pharrell, but it's posted in like pink Beyonce font. So it's like eye-catching. And I'm like, just post pictures on here, damn it, Beyonce. Just do it. And I think I did well on that final. I actually never checked now that I think about it.
Now, in your opinion, what social networking platform do you think works the best?
I think, okay, everyone is like, the natural inclination is to go to Facebook. And it's like good and bad. And I think this might have actually been something I picked up from listening to Off the Record, so I'm not trying to like take their ideas. But now that I've like listened to the podcast, but also like seen it and let it sink in for however long it took me to listen to that podcast, however long ago, it's pretty accurate.
Off the Record podcast, correct?
Yes, Off the Record. Like Facebook is great and all, and you might just see this in everyday like Facebookingness, because of course like at college everyone's posting on Facebook like come to this club, or like tickets just went on sale for like who's coming for Trippy Turtle, and I don't know who that is, and like all
you made that up. I was like, that's impressive. Good fake band name.
No, it's like an actual artist who's coming here. It's like something coming on some Tuesday, I don't know, but like of course all the kids in my major are like involved in that, so I see that everywhere. Like you can tell like when that organization sends out emails being like, guys, like make sure you post to Facebook this week, because every kid posts like, oh my god, you guys like this band? You need to come see Trippy Turtle. And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, whatever. But you see that, and like sometimes you see the posts and sometimes you don't. Depends on the time, and like even like as you have like the fan page, whatever, you don't reach everybody automatically, which is like the worst thing ever. I think that's so annoying. And like if you want to reach, you know, like
I'll never understand that. And then like Facebook asks you like, oh, would you like to boost your post so that you can actually get to see the rest of your, you know, reach?
And like, it's just so annoying. And I wish, like, if that wasn't the case, it would be great, because it would be like a constant stream, whatever. So, I mean, like, granted, it's important to be on there just because it's kind of like the go-to thing. It's like, hey, if you like what you hear, like, go find us on Facebook, facebook.com/whatever. It used to be like, check us out on myspace.com/verb the noun, like 203.
Because our band name was taken.
Yes. There's like a band around here, and like their full name wouldn't fit in the Twitter handle, but like they couldn't abbreviate it. But I guess every other like variation of it was taken, so it's like TIR Metal 315, and I'm like, that sounds like a 15-year-old like troll on Reddit. Like I just can't. I don't want to follow that Twitter. Actually, like, no, kidding, guys. Everyone check out Thoughts in Reverse. My professor manages them. Yeah. For real, though. Good dudes. So I guess Facebook
that's sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, Facebook's the inclination, but I feel like it's a balance of each. YouTube is really great because everything you put on there has to be, like, original content. Like, it's either, like, your music, your live performance, like, a video podcast. Run for Cover does Tuesdays with Tay, which I think is so freaking brilliant. It's so simple, but those things are so funny. Like, I'm trying to watch them before class or whatever, and, like, I can't keep a straight face. And, like the business school lobby, I'm like, oh, my God, you guys, look at this guy. His name is Tay, and he is hilarious. Watch it. Like, it's all about, like, whatever it is, whatever site you're on, just, like, be unique about it. Don't keep posting, like, the same 4 things over and over. Make Instagram-friendly, like, flyers. Like, respond to your fans on Twitter. Like, tweet at the restaurant you ate at. I don't care. Like, if they retweet you, then, like, that's more eyes that are on your account. So it's all about, I don't think it's about having one specific platform, like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Last.fm, whatever. I think it's about utilizing all of them the right, the right ways. That was the most Babeliest thing I have done since I've been here.
Welcome to the cult. So,
Actually,
Eric, did you have another question?
It's Babely.
It's
not Babeliest, it's just Babely. I'm not being an elitist. I'm just...
It's okay, nope. I call that Ollie.
What?
I called out Ollie on his use of vinyl.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So it's okay.
Okay, we're on the same team.
Constructive criticism for everybody.
Constructive criticism. That, man.
All right, what were you going to say?
Another question?
I'm sorry?
Your question. I kind of hijacked yours. I asked you. Sorry.
I apologize. My cats keep trying to come in the door, and you know how obnoxious they can be. So,
I've never had a cat.
Are you not a cat person? Oh, that's my question. Why aren't you a cat person?
Whoa! First of all, my mom's allergic, so
You were dealing with Beyonce. Now you're dealing with Sasha Fierce. Is all I'm saying.
Wow.
Whoa,
Eric,
first of all, Sasha Fierce is dead, so that's not even possible.
When did she die?
Because
Why am I upset about this?
The alter ego has moved on.
Moved on?
Yes.
I haven't moved on.
Well, that's too bad because Beyonce did. Anyway, my mom's allergic to cats, so we never had a cat. And every time, like, a cat, but I feel like it was until South by Southwest, I think, until a cat, like, finally would, like, approach me. The girl, one of her roommates, had 2 little kittens. They were, like, this big, and they were just little fluff balls. They were so cute. And they were just, What did we do to Ollie?
Talking about animals.
Yeah, we keep doing that. I'm sorry.
I'm dying because you said, like, the cat approached you. Like, I said, hello.
Excuse me. Would you like to see my band play on the side stage? Hey.
At South by Southwest.
We're having a showcase. Called.
He has his iPhone out and he says, "Do you play second card?"
Will you?
He's like, "I need a mouse for my laptop."
Will you like us on Cat Facebook? On Yarn Tumblr?
Yarn Tumblr.
Oh
No, but like cats, like I feel like first of all, I always feel like I smell like my dogs because I have 3 dogs, so like dogs. But I feel like cats are just like whatever. Like,
Cats
ew,
are
this
just
person.
Like it's their attitude 100% of the time.
It's their catitude.
You again?
Well, my friend who lives like just the next house down, she adopted a cat from like a local Syracuse shelter, and he's just like the sweetest thing, and like he like will like nuzzle up against me, and it's just all cute, and I'm like, this cat is so precious, and I just want to be with this cat. I mean, like, it's just so nice. I just want to hang out with this cat and like watch Netflix and like not care, which is what I do anyway without a cat. So.
Life goals: get cat, watch Netflix, binge.
The end. That's all you need.
Or a dog.
Or a dog. Yeah. Glenn, do you have another question?
Is it about cats?
No, I mean, I'm a dog person, so.
Yo, what's up? That's what's up.
Dogs are the best, honestly. I miss my dog a lot.
What kind of dog do you have?
Oh, he's a mix. It's poodle and Shih Tzu.
Oh, I just love
Very
every
small dog.
He's a Shih Tzu. Sorry.
That's great.
Damn. Real Eric? Yeah? She just fired all types of shots.
Dude, it's what it is.
He said, your dog is shit.
I said shit too. It's a Shih Tzu.
It doesn't matter. I still want to be this dog's friend.
Yeah, me too. I love dogs.
Yeah, okay, Eric. Yeah, it sounds very convincing.
I have a dog. You almost saw her earlier.
You probably abused the dog.
Listen.
Don't joke about that.
Listen. Just don't look in my closet, my 7-day-a-week Michael Vick jerseys, or my, or all of my DMX records.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know. It's so. He's got bipolar disorder. He's one of the greatest artists of our time. But man,
I was about to defend him, but I realized I kind of can't.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
He's my uncle. What do you want me to do? Shut the fuck up. Ashley.
Hi.
So
I have wanted to
you blew by it way too fast.
What was one of your first pieces that you have actually written for Property of Zack?
The very this is so weird that not weird. I have very strange like selective memories. So, like I remember like really random things. Like I could literally talk about this for an hour, all the random shit like I surprised my parents with by remembering. But the very first band I got put up on Property of Zack was called Nobody Yet. The second band was Paris, and then I think the next couple were Ernie Ball bands. So Me Like Bees. That, and then I also, because I joined in like December, so like one of the very first things I did was Beyond Showcase was do like an album of the year list, and everyone's writing like these beautiful eloquent pieces like this album is the best, and I'm just like, I can't do the words like you guys, so I'm just gonna give you a list, and that's just gonna be it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that like I know how to write a little bit better, I'm excited to like start writing like album of the year lists and stuff, and like put more eloquent sentences together. But I remember those first couple showcases and the album of the year stuff, and then we did like some playlist stuff. But yeah, because like that's why I'm so stoked on Paris. I'm like, I knew them when nobody else knew them, so yes.
That is always a really good feeling.
It is. My second big like I knew them when nobody else knew them was The Maine, because I saw them like October like 2007 or something in like the smallest little venue. It's the place that I worked at like junior and senior year of high school for like an internship, and they were like playing, and like they were really popular on MySpace, but like they weren't signed yet. But like the place was packed, and girls are wearing like homemade T-shirts and like making references to all these like funny videos they've made and all that stuff. But like they were like hanging out in the parking lot afterwards, like chilling like a big open parking lot. Like they had their guitars out, and like I played like someone's guitar. I played a member of the Maine's guitar. Like, and they didn't have a van yet. They were just like sitting. It was like Jared's mom's SUV or something, and they had like dented it, like they just like the trailer or something had like dented it, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna tell my mom, but I mean at least the car's coming back so she can like use it. Super 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 nice, like to the point where like Jared like gave me his email. He was just like super sweet. It was like the main Jared at Yahoo or something, like, or Hotmail or whatever.
It was probably Hotmail.
And, like, well, I thought, of course, like, how the fuck old was I in 2007? Like, freshman in high school? I thought I was, like, the coolest person alive for like, any band member. I hadn't gotten to the realization that, like, most touring bands are just, like, regular people who live in a van for 2 weeks to play you music. Which, like, isn't, like, it's, like, not a knock on them, but it's just, like, don't put them on a pedestal. I thought they were, like, the coolest people ever. And then, like, the next week they got signed to Fearless. And I was like, holy shit. And then I saw Jono at Warped Tour. He was like, I was meeting my friend who did merch for Bayside. Like, the Maine's tent was right next to it, and like the line was so long for their signing. And Jono's like, all Kurt Cobain, like super, like hair longer than mine, like the round sunglasses. And I'm just like, wow. not in a bad way, but I was like, wow, like I knew you. And I found in my closet the other day, I found their tour demo. It has like their MySpace URL on it, like handwritten in pink Sharpie, like tour 2007. Like I don't know. I put it on Twitter and they retweeted it, and like I got like 14 new like the main lyrical fangirl followers, and I was like, hello.
You'll take that.
Beautiful. I was like doing them before they end up blowing up.
I thought it was cool. I think that's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Now, before, well, not before. After you had started doing your stuff with Property of Zack, was there anything else that you have done? Did you work with any other internships? Have you done other notable blogs?
I did. Okay, so my program here at Syracuse, you have a 3 internship requirement. So I was like, each summer, gonna knock it out. So my first year, I worked with a festival here in Connecticut, or not here because I'm not in Connecticut, but I'm from Connecticut. So my hometown area of home county of Connecticut, called Gathering of the Vibes, which is like this big like. It started out after like basically mourning Jerry Garcia. So it was like Deadhead Nation like gathering. So it's all hippies and like they're like. Not the cleanest people, but the nicest people. So, like, working that festival, I've never felt, like, more in power and, like, really cool. Like, I had, like, they gave me a walkie-talkie, so I had it, like, clipped, and I thought I was, like, the baddest person alive. I was wearing, like, my We Came as Romans tank top to prove I was, like, super hardcore, like, to all these hippies and stuff. And well, I just remember, like, the 2 other interns in the office. One was, like, well, I think they were both seniors in college, and I was like, I just finished out freshman year, and they're like asking me like, oh, like I had like never listened to a Grateful Dead song before that summer, and they're like, oh, like did you listen to? And I'm like, I mean, like We Came as Romans and like Attack Attack and like all these other like scene ass bands that like they clearly never heard of, and like the dude was obsessed with like Pretty Lights and all that stuff, and he's like, oh, it's like. Do you like rage and stuff? Like, do you go like EDM hard? And I'm like, no. Like, not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just like, that's not my scene. So they were so like confused as to why I was there. But I was like, just fucking deal with me, okay? So that was fun. And us was super sweet and like wanted me to come back the next summer. But the next summer, I worked at Tumblr headquarters, which was like kind of like the crowning jewel of my well, I guess POZ is still going on, but really cool. That's like the name like I get the most like freshmen to like ask me questions about, I guess is a good way to put it. I worked with community outreach, which is like exactly what it sounds like. It's like interacting with the different communities on Tumblr. So there's curators for like a bunch of different sections like art, music, travel, technology, food and wine, because wine's important. All this cool stuff, and like all the other interns there were like engineers. There was like 2 other kids in like marketing and sales and PR, but like there were 10 more kids who were all like engineers, so they're all like doing coding and like really, really smart stuff. And I'm like, I talked about this band and they're really good and you should check them out. And they're like, okay, coding, deploying, CSS, my eyeballs hurt. And I'm like, okay, this is like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but it was really cool. I did get to meet David Karp, who's a CEO, and like the most well-spoken person. That man makes me want to take every linguistics class known to man. Like no filler words, no or like, never stumbles across his words. Just like very composed, like
wow.
It's like the perfect CEO.
I have no idea. Every other word that comes out of my mouth is duh, but you know, duh, whatever.
Every other word is like fuck. That's like my language.
I have some friends who, for whatever reason, instead of saying or like, they just say fucking. I don't know why. It's like, so I was at a fucking, right? I was like at this fucking
I
store.
do that, and like my mom hates when I curse. Like both my parents do, but like. My mom is like, can you just not say that? Like, can you just not? I'm like, I just like, at just being at college where literally nobody cares at all. It's just like, when I get home, I'm like, oh my god, I have to like censor myself. But
Mm-hmm.
David Karp, nicest person. Everyone in that office is just like very like, they're not all young. Like some of them like had worked for MySpace previously. Like I worked with the music. They're called evangelists, like the different like food and wine evangelists or tech evangelists or travel or whatever. So I worked with the music evangelist, who is I met him at excuse me, I met him at South by Southwest 2013, and he's a Syracuse alumni. So like we had a meetup at one of the sports bars in Austin, like right by the center, to watch the basketball game, because like basketball is like a religion at this school. It's like the most important possible thing next to getting your diploma is like freak out over basketball. So we all went there to watch the game, and like someone behind me is like, oh, what company are you here with? And the guy goes, oh, I'm here with, I work for Tumblr. And I literally like turn like 180, turn around, and I'm like, hi, my name's Ashley. It's really nice to meet you. Like, please love me a lot, like enough to hire me. And super long story short, he did. So spent the summer at New York City, at their headquarters, New York City, dog-friendly office. Just like so many perks. I mean, like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, like we got food, yay! But I'm still also an editor for the music tab, just like basically promoting relevant posts to anything you tag on Twitter. Like let's say, for example, Twitter or Facebook, you tag it with like hashtag music. It doesn't have to be about music to show up in the music tag. Like if you go search for it, if you search like, you know, like anything, I don't know, it's like, you know, like that's how spam gets you. They tag everything Kim Kardashian and like VMAs and whatever. But with the music section on Tumblr, like it's hand-picked posts, like a group of curators. So my boss, obviously, a bunch of Tumblr staff. I'm a curator. Zach is a curator. Haley Williams is a curator. Rolling Stone, NPR. A lot of like prominent music blogs. I like freaked out when I saw Haley Williams. I was like talking to my boss. I was like, hey Nate, like, could you just like bring Haley here, because I would cry, but it'd be like totally professional of me to do that. So, so I get to do that, and like it boosts, like my friend posted a demo or like a song, whatever, on Tumblr, and I promoted it, and then I was talking to him afterwards, and he was like, we got like 1,000 plays in a day, like our Facebook likes went up 100, like that was like the best thing that's ever happened to us. And I'm like, ah. So
That's cool.
that was cool. And then this summer I did stuff with Zach. So, and we've talked about that. So yeah.
Nice. So all three of those internships just like end up working like those are the three in succession, correct?
Those are the three what?
In
three in
succession,
succession,
like
yeah. So
like so far just your college career.
yeah. So Vibes was the internship. I mean, like I've done other stuff like during the year, but Vibes was 2012, Tumblr was 2013, and POZ was 2014, and it's still 2014, and also 2015.
Nice. So what is your future look like? Like what would you like to get into from this point on?
I don't know. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm graduating early, so like I've been meeting with my professors to like talk about job stuff, which is literally the most terrifying thing of my life. It's like the most crushing realization. It's like really scary. But like media stuff, like I can't say social media just because like literally any job you go to, it could be like a bakery in Minnesota, and like they need someone to do social media.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's kind of a cop-out answer, but
Is that bakery in Minnesota called Baking Soda?
Ah!
I'm gonna be a dad, so I can make
I
those
was
jokes.
gonna go an entire night without muting anybody, but there you go. You're done.
I love that. I hope like you open up a bakery, like you license that name out to somebody. That cat does not want to hang.
I did this last week, and now I have to unmute, and I had to unmute him, and I
I was gonna say he got really quiet.
him.
I was like, did I just like say something to like shut him up?
Right there, Eric. You can unmute yourself.
Thank you. You know what? Yeah, it was that's a dog, by the way. I'm trying to get rid of it.
Hi,
there's
baby.
Here. Oh, I know. Wait. Oh, come on, Cal. Can you see
Hello,
it?
dog.
Hi, Poppy.
Hi, baby. Look at you.
She's so scared because she thinks you guys are in the room. She can't see me very well.
Is she
Should I like hide?
shy?
I'll hide myself real fast.
I'm her seeing eye human.
I'm not here. I'm not here.
Yeah,
That's
look at those people. It's just people.
Look at those little baby. Oh.
I'm gonna leave now.
Goodbye.
That's the voice me and my wife do for her. Oh, she's scared of the cat. Sorry. That's
But that is very, very cool of the life of Ashley Nicole. Like I realized that once I asked a question, be like, "Oh, you're a college student. What is your?" And I forgot how daunting that question was.
I'll be
Wait.
fine with that resume. Are you kidding me? Like all your experience, like it's just unreal. I wish I did a lot more like actual real world stuff in college. Like that's
Well,
get you so far ahead.
I remember, like, I came here, like, for summer start, and, like, I mean, I don't think I literally could not tell you guys enough things about my major. Like, I can't, like, we literally would not have enough time in this whole podcast if I dedicated a whole, like, Babe Talk to it. Like, we wouldn't have time. But it's just, like, a fantastic program, and it's, like, this really tight-knit group of people, and the staff is fantastic. And I remember, like, I was here for summer start, and I went to meet the program director and, like, my advisor and all that stuff. And he's like, well, like, here's some stuff you can do, like the radio station or, like, University Union, which is, like, they book, like, all, like, the concerts and stuff that happen. Like, they're the ones behind Trippy Turtle, and they brought in, Dylan Francis earlier this year and all this cool stuff. And I was just like, oh, this all seems really cool, but, like, I'm so nervous. Like, there's just so much to do. Like, I don't know. And he's like, be so busy you can hardly come up for air. And that's stuck with me since, like, that summer 2011 that I met him and talked to him about that. So it's basically just, like, do everything. Like, I get people who message me on Tumblr or email me or whatever, and they see, because I posted about Bandier on, like, a handful of, like, music websites and, like, just, like, little tiny things. I know, like, I didn't know about it, and, like, I just stumbled across the website, but I posted about the Bandier program, and I'm like, here's, like, a really cool music industry major for you to consider. Like, if you're really passionate about it, like, look at this. So people email me all the time, and they're like, how can I get it? Like, how can I get in? Like, what should I do? Like, I don't know. Like, if I have an internship, am I automatically going to be, like, a better candidate? I'm like, you just have to, like, just everything that you possibly can, find out what works for you, and, like, if Bandier is a good fit for you, like, if you think you have enough passion and energy and, like, can take advantage of all the things that Bandier has to offer, then, like, yeah, apply, like, go for it. And people just ask about, like, how should I do internships, and, like, what can I do? I really want to, like, everyone asks me, they're like, I really want to do merch for Warped Tour. I'm like, that's not something you can, like, train for. Like, you know, like, I mean, like, when I was 14, I was like, oh my god, like, I want to be on Warped Tour, like, do merch forever. And, like, granted, like, I still want to do Warped Tour just to, like, prove that I can do it. But I know that's not something, you don't, like, go get a degree in merch. Like, you know, you have to just, like, do everything, meet everybody, find out what you have to do, like, well, like, or what you do well, and, like, maybe what you don't like, and just, like, keep evolving, because this industry is always evolving, and you should be too. So just keep going and keep doing, and just be so busy that you can hardly come up for air.
I think that's probably one of the best things I've ever heard come out of anyone's mouth for advice, and I am kind of blown away.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's an awesome kick-ass thing that you can ever tell anyone that's trying to, you know, get into their respective whatever.
Right, like, it doesn't have to be just, like, music. Like, I mean, granted, it's, like, really applicable to music. But, like, if you want to do anything, like, just fucking do it. Like, I didn't know how to do music journalism that well, like, or write really well. And, like, I was, like, very, like, I mean, like, I love Tumblr. Like, I have been on Tumblr for, like, 10 million years now. But it wasn't,
You
like...
look so young.
I know, right? I'm just eternal youth of Tumblr. I've hacked it.
Oh my god, you figured it out.
I figured it out. That's why David Karp looks so young, and now I figured it out.
I looked him up while you were talking. He does look very young.
He does look young, and the best thing is he was a high school dropout. So,
Really?
like, yeah, I think between freshman and sophomore year, he actually went to school. He's, like, from, like, really near where Zach Zarillo's from, actually, because I mentioned this to him. And he's like, yeah, like, he's really close to me. dropped out of high school because like he just wanted to do computer stuff. He wanted to work with computers and be very hands-on and like wanted to build this website. He had this vision for a website. Like it didn't start out being Tumblr, but he wanted something where like, because like first it was Flickr was photos, YouTube was videos, like LiveJournal was text, and like it was just everything was very scattered, and he wanted something where like everything can go. So he was like very determined on that, and his parents were like, if you aren't getting the education, like the knowledge and the hands-on experience that you want in school, like do whatever you want, like go for it. So he did it.
That's anti-parent, but it ends up being like pro success. Like that's crazy.
Well, I think that's like part of me is like, oh my god, like if I'd let my child do that, like would that be a good idea? Like holy shit. But in the same way, I understand because like my parents were kind of the same way. Like a lot of my friends, especially like my town isn't a college town in the sense that there's a university. Like I mean, I am 45 minutes from Yale, but like that's a whole other story. But like in the sense that like my high school, like you go to college. It's like a thing, like you go. There's like dependents everywhere, and like you do the thing in the senior year where like you write where you're going to school and whatever, which like is like not uncommon, but it's just like very, very college oriented, I guess is the term. But my mom was like, whenever she mentioned it to me, like as a senior in high school, she's like, oh, so when you go to college, it was never like when you go to college, when you decide to go to college, which I think is like super supportive and awesome because she's like, you could do whatever you want, but just have a plan for it. So don't just go out and be like, oh, I'll just wing it because that really never ends up well.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, I chose to go to school, and some people think a music industry degree is like the biggest load of bullshit they've ever heard, and I'm like,
not if you did the real world things.
There you go.
not if you do it the right way. It's not just go to school and like that's it. It's like go to school and like not only be smart in school, but be smart about your time as a student. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. I think that kind of wraps up everything about Ashley Nicole.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on.
This was
Sorry?
awesome.
Hope you had fun.
I did.
Yeah.
This was awesome. I genuinely like feel very genuine about what I'm talking about, and this was nice. And there was a dog, so it was even better.
And there was a dog. Well, for the viewers at home, we have our Babe Talk showcase, and what we're going to do is we're going to showcase Ashley does South by Southwest, and also Ashley's articles that she does for Property of Zack for the showcase. The one that I particularly had picked was for, well, sorry, not me. The one that Ashley had showed me to put out was her McAllister post. But you can search.
Everyone check out McAllister. Go, 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 go.
I have them open on another tab right now.
Yes.
If you want to, which you should listen to them. They're from Jersey, which automatically it makes them that much better. And just from the blurb that's written here, which I'm not going to tell you, you should go and listen to it. It sounds pretty fantastic.
It's cool. It's cool. Watch the acoustic video that they posted of Wilsey Square. I'm telling you, Sarah's vocals sound so much better live. In my opinion, they sound amazing live. It's just like, I listen to a lot of male-female vocalists. Like, it's not an uncommon thread, but McAllister fucking does it for me. So go check him out.
And we also have a future guest of the show being showcased as well if you guys want to hear it out. We were playing some of the music beforehand. The EP was Outlook by Zero Noise. They're one of our good friends of Babe Talk, and they're kick-ass kids from upstate New York. They'll be on the show sooner or later. But, yeah, for us here at Babe Talk, it's fucking it. Everyone say goodbye.
Oh boy.
Goodbye.
Again, we thank you again, Ashley, and we hope that everyone else enjoys their night. Oh, okay. I guess this is where we stop broadcasting.